I cooked all day, so everybody else can, hold on. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and try it out. So I got some fries, some steak, cheese, guacamole, and sour cream. Yo, this is banging. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get on into it with the marinade. So we have a jalapeno pepper, a lime, and orange, some fresh cilantro that you want to make sure that you rinse before you cut, some fresh garlic, some soy sauce, oregano, garlic powder, some ground cumin, some pink Himalayan salt, some black pepper, and of course, your olive oil, you guys. Also, we have 1/3 of a cup and 1/4 of a cup for the olive oil and the soy sauce and our juicy flank iron steak. Next, we're gonna go ahead and get our bag so that we can go ahead and start putting all of our vegetables and seasonings in the bag so that we can go ahead and marinate. Now I have my lime, and the purpose of me rolling the lime is to go ahead and release the juice, make it easier. Now this lime was a little still hard, so I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze it with a lemon squeezer because I don't have a lime squeezer, guys. Don't judge me. And once I squeeze it, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a piece of the lime in the bag so that way it can help to marinate everything together. Once I am done with that, I will move on to my orange and do the exact same thing with the orange that I did with the lime. Alright guys, you also want to make sure that you're rinsing off your board and your knife as much as you possibly can. Now with the jalapeno, I am de-seeding the jalapeno because my family does not like spiciness, and the spiciness is all within the seeds, so I'm making sure that I take out as many of the seeds as possible, but I am only using half of the jalapeno, once again because my family doesn't really care for spiciness. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use garlic. I love garlic, so I have a lot of it. And as you can see, I'm crushing the garlic, and the purpose of me crushing the garlic is to release all the flavors of the garlic, because if you just put the garlic whole like that in the bag, it's not really going to do anything at all for your marinade. So always make sure that you crush it, guys. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start putting all of my seasonings in. Now, I personally, how I season everything, but you are more than welcome to measure. If you're gonna measure, I would say about a tablespoon of everything. Now with the olive oil, I am putting 1/3 of a cup into the bag, and I'm doing it twice because I have 2 flank iron steaks, and I'm doing the same thing with the soy sauce. Only thing, the soy sauce, I'm using 1/4 of a cup, and once again, I did it twice because I have 2 flank iron steaks and I want to make sure that it is perfectly seasoned. The cumin, I did 1 tablespoon of the cumin, and I did it technically twice, but I couldn't find my whole tablespoon, so I have half of a tablespoon. So I did end up doing it 4 times to equal up to 2 tablespoons, guys. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put my steak in the bag, and I'm gonna mix it all together, make sure the steaks are nicely seasoned and coated. Once I am done, I'm gonna make sure there's no air in the bag. You want to get out all of the air from the bag, ziplock it, play around with it some more to make sure everything is nice and coated, and then put it in the fridge to start marinating. Now guys, we are gonna go ahead and we are gonna start our homemade guacamole. So I found some avocados that weren't fully ripe, but they were ripe enough that I can go ahead and use these. So I'm gonna cut all of my avocados in half and then put them into my bowl so that I can start my guacamole. Now the easiest way normally, guys, for you to pit an avocado is to use your knife for the ball, but this time I didn't. Well, I did, but I didn't use it on all of them, but that is pretty smart. And then you want to like slice your avocado in chunks and then scoop it out. That's the easiest part, the easiest way to go about it, which I did not do this time. I just kind of scooped it out whole, and then once I did that, I went ahead and I started mashing up my avocados. And as I said before, these avocados, they were soft, but they weren't soft to the point where it was really easy for me to smash. So it took some time for me to smash it. And I ended up leaving my avocados just a little bit chunky, so I can have chunky guacamole, which I love, chunky guacamole. And I went ahead, I made sure I rinsed everything off. Now I am again gonna roll my lime and then squeeze it on into my guacamole, well, my avocado to start off. Now for the lime, I ended up using 2 limes after I taste tested it, but you are more than welcome to use 1 or 2. It really depends on your palate. Everybody has a different palate, guys. And for my guacamole, I used pepper, salt, garlic powder, and some ground cumin. And once again, I just eyed it and then tasted it, and if I felt like I needed some more, I added some more. I did the same thing with the adobo. Alright guys, next we're gonna go ahead and move on to our tomatoes. I am using Roma tomatoes and I'm just dicing them up into little pieces so that I can go ahead and mix them up into the guacamole. Now, I personally don't mind tomatoes, but if you don't like tomatoes, you can use half a tomato, a whole tomato. Really, it's up to you on how many tomatoes it is that you like and you want to add. But it's definitely in your best interest to add tomatoes because it definitely gives the guacamole a really good taste, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my tomatoes. Next, I am going ahead and adding my red onion. Now I'm only gonna use less than half of an onion because once again my family is very picky. And guys, always make sure that you're rinsing off all your vegetables before you cut them up and put them into any kind of food. So now I'm just dicing up my onions. And then I'm gonna add it into my guacamole and mix it on up. And what I normally do is I start with a little bit, and then if I feel like I need more, I'll go ahead and add more. And as you can see, I didn't use all of the onions that I chopped up, so I went ahead and just disposed of it. Next, I am going to add my cilantro, and I used this cilantro earlier in the marinade, so I don't want to just start on another load of cilantro, so I'm just gonna finish off what I already have. And I am right now just taking the stems off of the leaves. You do not want stems in your guacamole, guys, only the leaves. So once I am done taking the stems off, I am gonna go ahead and chop up my cilantro and I am going to add it into my guacamole. Now I personally love cilantro, like I just love cilantro, so I'm going to have a lot of cilantro in my guacamole, but that's because that's just what I like. But you don't have to add anywhere near as much cilantro as I did, but I like it, so that's what I put. So after I am done chopping it up, as you can see, guys, I just add it into my guacamole and mix it, and then I'm gonna taste test it to see if it needs anything else. Now guys, I am going to start frying up my steaks on my George Foreman grill. I sprayed it down with some olive oil non-stick spray. Although for this particular grill, you don't really need it, but I like that extra oomph just to make sure that it doesn't stick. And I am going to make sure that I sear it on both sides about 5 to 6 minutes on each side, just to make sure that it has that nice grill line on it. And then once that is done, I am going to put it to the side to let it rest, so that way all the juices will absorb back into the steak. You don't want to automatically cut it as soon as you take it off of the grill, guys. You want to make sure that you let the steak rest. Now don't judge me here, right? I was having a hard time picking up the steak. It kept slipping out the tongs, so I had, a little bit of difficulties, but don't judge me, guys. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and put it onto my cutting board, and as I said before, I'm gonna put it to the side and let it rest while I cook my next steak. And once I am done taking my steaks out and putting them on the grill, I am saving the juice, the marinade that I had originally had the steaks marinating in, because I am going to use a little bit of it later on in this video for you guys. Alright guys, so while the steak continues to cook, we're gonna go ahead and bust out the air fryer, one of my favorite friends, and go ahead and start cooking up our Frenchy fries, so that way we can have everything cooked at the same time and we can put it all together. Alright, so now while I have my fries cooking in the air fryer, I'm gonna go back and check up on my steak. And as you can see, it has the perfect grill lines, guys. You wanna make sure that it has that, but you are not cooking your steak all the way through on the grill. I cooked my steak until it was about, I would say medium rare. I let it rest for about 10 to 15 minutes, and now I am cutting it. And my family, not really me, but the rest of my family likes their steak well done. So I am going to go ahead, after I cut it, I'm going to go ahead and put it back into my electric skillet and cook it the rest of the way through, because my family likes them some well done steak, guys. So now I'm going ahead and I'm putting it back into my electric skillet, and I'm putting it on about 375, and I put some butter. As you can see, I would say about 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm gonna cook the steak the rest of the way through until it is completely well done, because as I said before, my family don't know good steak, so they like it well done, guys. Now I'm adding a little bit of the marinade juice into the steak just to give it some more flavor. I personally did not get a chance to marinate my steak as long as I would have liked. I marinated it for about 3 hours, but the longer you marinate it, the better. Ideally, you want to marinate it for at least 24 hours overnight. But unfortunately in this case I did not get to, so I'm just gonna continue to add a little bit of juice here and there just so that it can continue to absorb that while it is cooking through. And remember guys, once your steak is done, you want to put it to the side on a plate to let it rest. You don't want to let it sit in the hot skillet, because then it is just going to continue to cook, and then you will have overdone steak, and you do not want that because it will be chewy and not good, guys. Alright guys, so now that we have all of our wonderful ingredients all done and ready, we're going to go ahead and we're going to build up these Carne Asada Fries. Alright, so we got our Frenchy fries here. We're just gonna make a big old, make it all nice. You want to make sure you spread it out evenly, because it's got the cheese on top. All right, so now we're gonna put our shredded cheese. So I ended up getting Mexican blend because that was all they had at Food Lion, because everything is selling out. And I just realized it says reduced fat. Hopefully it tastes the same. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna spread it on. And this is so not healthy, guys, but it's about to be banging. Yeah, I used the whole bag, don't judge me. All right guys, so I have it all spread out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go put it in the broiler on low for a few minutes until the cheese is all nice and melted, and then I'll be right back. All right guys, so our cheese is all nice and melted. My pan a little hot, so I got my things under it. But we're gonna go ahead. So now we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna add our carne. See, this was what it looks like. I don't know how it look in the camera, but it's not burnt, I promise. I tasted one and it is juicy. So we're just gonna go ahead. Got that a little all over. We're gonna put some limes around it because I'm of course sharing this with the rest of the family. I ain't that much of a pig, guys. Now guys, we're gonna take our homemade, you hear me? Homemade guacamole. And it came out so good. I wish you guys could taste it. And we're gonna go ahead and just put some on this side. I'm gonna put some on the opposite side. I'm only gonna put a little bit because my family is mad picky, and yeah. And then here we got our salsa verde. Yes, the green one. This is what this is. And then we got a good old sour cream. So we're gonna. It don't gotta be pretty, but it's pretty in here. And I'm only adding it on both sides again because, like I said before, my family's picky. So we got this, guys, and now I got my juice. You know, good old cran mango. I'm gonna taste it first though because I cooked all day, so everybody else can, you know, hold on. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and try it out. Ooh. That's a whole lot of cheese. So I got some fries, some steak, cheese, guacamole, and sour cream. Yo, this shit is banging. Alright, so I guess I can let the rest of the family come and taste it.
Bring this over here. Okay. Well, thank you for inviting us.
You're welcome. So what do you guys think?
Good. It's amazing.
What do you think? Good?
It's the
Just
best.
good or amazing?
It's the best thing I've ever
Amazing?
tasted in my life.
Guess mommy put her foot in it. What do you think?
Wow.
It's
Wow.
delicious.
Yo, the steak with the fries. Easily one of the best combos ever. Ever. Yeah. Wow. What do you think,
So-
Owen?
Good.
Nyla said it was amazing, so at Papa too, right, Papa? So, how are you guys liking this quarantine? How you guys like not having school?
Good. I like it because we get to do more videos.
What about you, Papa? Why do you like it?
Look how.
You get to be on your game? Yeah? No?
Yeah. It's because he gets to do whatever he wants pretty much. I'm playing his video games all day.
Well, not whatever he wants, but
To a certain extent.
yeah. Bone apple tea, guys.
So
That's
tomorrow,
delicious.
actually tomorrow morning, you guys have to do work. We got your slide these past couple days. No worksheets. Tomorrow you gotta do twice the amount of worksheets.
No.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
You have to do twice the amount. You gotta make up for the days that you missed.
How much is that?
How many worksheets do you normally do?
What?
How many worksheets do you normally do?
Like 5.
So 5 times 2 is what?
Good job. You know it off the top of her head.
So then you gotta do 10 worksheets tomorrow.
Okay, that's not that bad.
Oh really? See, now we just doubled it.
No!
Now you gotta do
You mean
20.
tripled it?
I have to do 10.
Why? Why don't you have to do 20? Because you weren't talking?
20 is too much.
20 is too much. It's equivalent to what they give you in school from all the different classes together.
Can I just do time, please?
Let me think about it.
That's mine, bro.
I know it's the only drink out here.
I don't want to drink.
Yo, this though,
Delicious.
man, I'm such an amazing cook, I swear.
Boy, bye.
That was not you.
What you mean it wasn't me?
What?
You didn't make it.
What you mean I didn't make it?
I made it.
I made it.
Thank you, Papa. Exactly.
I made it.
Mommy made it. Like she always made food, right, Puppy?
Boy, the only thing you're making is a mess.
Leave him alone.
But that's the only way we know Noah already ate.
Mom, can I have a drink?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get you.
I'm tearing this up.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video with me, Miss Nyla, Mr. Noah, and of course Abel. Hope you guys liked it. If so, make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you comment down below. And what else? They can't hear you. You gotta tell them. And what else?
And subscribe.
And subscribe to our video channel. Make sure you guys subscribe, guys. Make sure you turn on those
Post notifications.
and come join the Melendez family.